Welcome back to the Actors Chair. I'm Greg Bleason. Now we're fortunate enough to be joined by one of Australia's greatest exports, a 3-time Academy Award nominated actor, along with an Australian Gold Logie winner. Please join me in welcoming Buck Ferera.
Thanks, Greg. It's great to be here. I should say, just firstly, I've seen the program many times, but I've never watched it.
Okay. First of all, I thought we'd start off with you've just recently finished wrapping your most recent film, Uniform.
Yeah, it did wrap. It wrapped a couple of months ago, Greg, and it's a real experience being off the set now. I'm finding it's quite challenging, almost to be out of character, to move away from what was only 2 months ago, being in that setting, in that character, in that mind frame. But it's great that it's finished, and I can't wait for audiences to see it.
Okay. Well, I believe we've got a clip. Yeah, we've got a clip. So if we just want to.
Yeah.
I'll always remember the day I came home with this uniform on. Just for the first time in my life, I felt like my dad was proud of me.
Now, Buck, you're obviously quite touched by what we've just seen there. What is it that hits you in such an emotional way?
Obviously, when you take on a role like this one, you can't help but make it a part of your life. And once it was over, I felt like a part of me was missing as well. This is still very fresh to me. And all of those memories come trickling back. And, for me watching that, I felt like I was back there. And a very, very sad but inspiring story.
I'm sure we all understand where you are coming from. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people here that can take that as a valuable lesson.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand about actors. I am a reflection. We are a reflection, a mirror, if you will, on society. And so people can often shut out to artists. Shows like this are great to come on because, I can communicate that to all of you.
Now, Buck, there is no doubt a lot of people here who would be quite fascinated by the process of having a film brought to you. I mean, at what point do you know that maybe this is a special opportunity and one in which you'd like to pursue?
I usually take the script. Down at the back of my property in Beverly Hills, I have a man-made lagoon, which is beautiful, and I have this old wooden chair. It's about 200 years old. And I sit there and I read the script in its entirety, again and again and again. This one didn't take too long. I felt myself transformed and almost ascending out of my own body, watching myself read the script. And at that moment I knew straight away, a script that powerful, I couldn't ignore. And so I called the director, our beautiful director, talented, spiritual, artistic, Stanley, who you know.
And what did he say?
Well, he just said, I'll see you on Monday, thanks. Yeah.
Buck, I want to provide you now with the opportunity to speak to the critics at home who have gone out in public of late and have claimed that you in fact have sold out by doing bigger budget films. What do you have to say to that?
Greg, what I will say to those out there who have some things to say about me is this. And that's all I have to say about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this week's edition of The Actor's Chair. Would you all please join me in thanking our guest, Buck Ferera.